It's going to be a jump. Now here it looked like a jump. There, this looks like a foul to me.
Yeah.
Indiana, and you can see Caitlin saying you were right in front of her.
Caitlin Clark went off on the officials after watching Sophie Cunningham get body slammed with no call. This wasn't just a missed foul, it was a complete disgrace. The whole WNBA should be embarrassed by what happened in the Fever's nail-biting 78-74 win over the Seattle Storm. This wasn't a routine officiating mistake, it was a clear example of the deeper problems eating away at WNBA refereeing.
Like, I'm not saying that your job is easy, but when it is a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What call are you like bugged out?
All of them.
Everything?
Like, it's just like they're just so inconsistent. Like, that's my thing. Like, if you're on the other team and you're going to be finding the shit out of me,
yeah,
cool. But let me do it to you.
Let you, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You want
Like,
consistency then.
yeah, like just give. And I think that's players across the league and like new fans across the country. Like, everyone's like, what is going on with the refs? And I'm like, I don't know.
Sophie Cunningham had just grabbed a defensive rebound and was holding the ball securely when a Storm player flat out threw her to the ground, like it was an NFL tackle. The referee was standing right there with a perfect view and did absolutely nothing, just watching like he was a spectator instead of officiating a professional basketball game.
Now, am I ever advocating for players to throw other players on the ground? No, like we've seen so much of it throughout the WNBA. He watches this happen right in front of him. There's so much contact on the play and he does nothing. He doesn't blow his whistle. He doesn't stop the play. He doesn't call.
That's when Caitlin Clark, still sidelined for her 7th straight game with a lingering groin injury, finally had enough.
We have updates and our recovery's going well. You know, it's just, I think for us staying the course and making sure that we're really diligent about each step that we take and that we don't have setbacks and that we're patient with it. I know she wants to be out here on the floor and we want her out here on the floor, but making sure that she's ready is the most important thing. You know, I still don't know how far we are. We're going to take it one step at a time, one day at a time.
She couldn't stay quiet any longer and let the officials have it. You were right in front of her. Why did you change your mind? Her voice echoed through the arena, and every basketball fan watching had to be nodding along. The incompetence was unreal. If you're as fed up with refs ruining games as the rest of us, drop a "spicy Sophie" in the comments and show some love for the real ones holding it down on the court.
I don't even know what the players can do because the players aren't being protected. And I know so many of the times, like, we're talking about this when it comes to the Indiana Fever, but this does happen across the league. There are many plays that we could pull up. Do you guys have any suggestions on what can actually be done? The coaches get fined when they call them out to the media. Like, this is a top-down issue. This is a commissioner's issue.
WNBA officiating has officially hit rock bottom, and it's not just Indiana Fever fans calling it out anymore. Players, coaches, and fans across the league are fed up because the blown calls keep happening, week after week, game after game. It's flat out embarrassing. Think about how ridiculous this is. Sophie Cunningham got hit with a $500 fine for making a TikTok poking fun at the refs, yet actual full contact hits are being ignored in live games. That alone tells you everything about where the league's priorities are right now, and to make it worse, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert had the audacity to claim that only losing teams complain about officiating. Maybe someone should let her know, when your biggest star is getting roughed up night after night, it's not about winning or losing. It's about basic safety and professionalism.
Officiating in the WNBA, I kind of already went off on it, but it's just atrocious. Really, really bad. Like, there have got to be rules to present overt physicality from dominating the game. And that's what we've got. We've got it in the NBA, we've got it in the WNBA. Nobody wants to call a bunch of fouls, but these officials don't know what a foul is and a foul isn't. They can't even tell when a ball goes out of bounds. Like, you've got 2 million plus people watching some of these games. You have got to have a correctly officiated product, or at least confidently officiated product, and competently officiated product.
Even some of the league's most respected voices have had enough. Becky Hammon has been openly losing her patience, and Kelsey Plum is walking into press conferences covered in scratches, questioning how she could get mauled for 40 minutes and still only end up with 6 free throw attempts.
This year, it's not just Caitlin Clark. If you wear that Indiana Fever jersey, consider it done. The refs are not going to be fair, and they are going to cheat and do whatever it takes to do what the higher-ups say.
Amid all the officiating chaos, one player is standing out. Sophie Cunningham turned in another elite performance, proving once again she's the Fever's most clutch option with Caitlin Clark sidelined.
And I got scratching on my face, I got scratching on my body, and these guards on the other team get these ticky-tack fouls, and I'm sick of it. I get fouled like that every possession. The kid gets fouled like that in the post all the time, and they don't call it, and I don't know what else to do. Like, it's really frustrating, though. I'm like, I feel, I mean, there are multiple shots at the end of the game, either into the third, into the fourth, where they're just coming and swinging, and they just don't call.
She put up 17 points on 5 of 6 shooting, including a scorching 4 of 5 from 3. And here's the kicker, she was the only Indiana Fever player to hit a single three-pointer the entire game.
Gabby Williams storms inside, can't finish it, follows it up into the arms of Bibby, just signed for the rest of the season by Indiana. Been a perfect fit at the stretch 4. Cunningham connects on a 3.
And you just look at her frame, 6'6" and super long.
Cunningham connects on another 3.
This isn't some one-off performance, Sophie's been on a tear. Fans have even nicknamed her the Blonde Bomber for the way she keeps dropping clutch threes in big moments. Ever since she went viral for backing up Caitlin Clark during the Connecticut Sun Brawl, her confidence has been through the roof. She's gained over 800,000 followers, her jersey sales have skyrocketed, and she's embraced the spotlight, while backing it up with big-time performances when it matters most.
Games from Sophie Cunningham, the only player on the Indiana Fever to make her threes tonight. The Indiana Fever were 4 of 21 from downtown, and Sophie Cunningham hit all 4 of those threes. 17 points, and the difference between this and the Lynx game, which was Sophie Cunningham's last really good breakout game, this wasn't late. This was, oh, we're struggling offensively, somebody needs to come through, and Sophie Cunningham came through.
Sophie's climb from scrappy role player to bona fide WNBA star has been one of the season's best storylines. She's no longer just the team's enforcer, she's also their most reliable offensive weapon, a rare combination that's turned her into a fan favorite. But even her heroics couldn't fully hide another classic Fever near collapse. In true Indiana fashion, they almost blew a 12-point fourth-quarter lead, again.
Sophie the Blonde Bomber, Sophie the Trophy, lit it up again tonight. Man, she has been nothing short of spectacular as of late. 5 of 6 from the floor, 4 of 5 from 3, 3 for 4 from the free throw line, 17 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. Sophie, the Blonde Bomber, has been on fire. Sophie stepped it up in a big time way. That is what you need. When your best player is out, you need the ancillary pieces to step up and deliver. And that is what Sophie Cunningham has been.
The Fever were rolling 55-42 midway through the third, fueled by Sophie's hot shooting and steady team play. But the second they relaxed, everything unraveled. It's like this team becomes allergic to success when Clark isn't on the court. Seattle closed the quarter on a 10-2 run, cutting the lead to just 4 and turning what should have been an easy win into a tense nail-biter.
The Fever did everything possible to blow a game, but still come out with the win. That was a near epic level collapse, folks. Wow, it should have never gotten that close. Lexi Hall, Stephanie White waited till the very, very last minute to put Hall in on defense. She should have been in there from 2 minutes in, 2.5 minutes in on defense. They could not seem to get a big rebound to save their life, and this almost turned into a disaster.
The fourth quarter was nothing but stress. Seattle fought back to make it 73-72 with just over 3 minutes left, and you could feel the tension in every Fever fan's chest. We've all seen this movie before, and it usually doesn't end well. Closing out games has been a chronic problem for this team, and it's costing them.
Indiana Fever just almost pushed me to a heart attack. The Indiana Fever nearly blow a 12-point fourth quarter lead. We allow the Seattle Storm to go on an 11-0 run in the fourth quarter. Stephanie White, I keep telling y'all, I don't trust her. I'm sorry. We give up a 11-0 run within the last 4 minutes to let this team cut the lead down to 1.
It's like they forget how to play basketball once the fourth quarter starts. To make matters worse, Kelsey Mitchell had one of her roughest games in recent memory, shooting 3 for 16 from the field and 0 for 8 from 3. It was brutal to watch. Luckily, others stepped up to keep the Fever afloat. Aaliyah Boston delivered in a big way, logging her 6th straight double-double with 16 points and 12 rebounds on 7 of 11 shooting. Her personal 9-point run in the fourth was the difference maker, bailing the team out when everything else was falling apart.
Boy, they almost blew it. Nonsensical whistles to stop runs, or how about blowing a whistle to stop the other team's run? Coming out in the second half, I will never back off of this. When you come out in the second half and you start losing leads, that is a coaching issue. I don't care what sport you're in. All right? Because what that tells you is the opposing coach went into the second in the halftime, made adjustments. The other team comes out and they start figuring it out. Well, it's up to your coach. It's up to your coach to make adjustments against that adjustment.
Boston's resurgence couldn't have come at a better time. After struggling without Clark, she finally looks like her dominant self again. If she can keep this up, the Fever might just survive this brutal stretch. Her paint presence and improved defense are now essential, especially with Sophie carrying so much of the scoring load. Seeing Boston attack the rim, box out hard, and contest shots aggressively has been one of the few bright spots in an otherwise chaotic season.
Kelsey Mitchell could not get it going today, and I told y'all, she is a roller coaster. You gotta remember, she went off versus the Sky, then she was, 8 for 24, then she had a good game, then she was down again, then last game she was up, this game she's down again at 3 of 16. This is Kelsey Mitchell. She's a roller coaster. She's a roller coaster. She gave you 9 points on 3 of 16, shooting 0 of 8 from 3.
Here's Boston. Boston, good look inside. Howard lays it in. Nobody in the league at 6'4" or taller averages more assists than Aaliyah Boston. Well, you know, what happens off a deflection from a defensive player if it hits the rim? Shot clock still would reset. It doesn't have to be a shot. As Howard somehow spins that in, plus the foul.
Veteran leadership has been a lifeline for Indiana during this injury-riddled stretch, and Natasha Howard deserves a ton of credit. She scored 21 points and has quietly become the team's emotional anchor while everything else has been shifting. Howard has been slicing through defenses and finishing smartly around the basket with the poise of a seasoned pro. Her basketball IQ and ability to stick to her role have been invaluable for a team that often looks lost without Clark running the show. No overreaching, no hero ball, just consistent execution. In a league where too many players chase the spotlight, Howard's steady, professional approach has been a breath of fresh air.
I mean, AB's been huge for us. She's really been the key. She came into this league predominantly playing on the low block, getting a lot of post touches when she was in college and her rookie year. And then, last year, her first year with Caitlin, playing a lot in the two-man. And then this year, we're asking her to be a facilitator as well. A hub for us on the offensive end of the floor while being more versatile on the defensive end than she probably has ever been. And she's just continued to step up to the challenge and grow and be better. She's really the rock of our team.
Over on the other bench, the Storm had every chance to steal this one but collapsed when it mattered most. They got the looks they wanted in crunch time and still couldn't convert. It's becoming their trademark this season: get close, then crumble. Skylar Diggins missed 2 wide-open threes that could have flipped the game, and Nneka Ogwumike, who finished with 16 points, disappeared in the fourth when her team needed her most. The dagger came in the final seconds when Gabby Williams had a wide-open shot at the buzzer to tie it. The release was clean, but it rimmed out. One bounce made the difference between magic and misery. Now at 16-13, the Storm are trending in the wrong direction, dropping 3 of their last 4 at home at the worst possible time. With the playoff race tightening, there's zero margin for error. The Western Conference standings are as crowded as they've been in years, and Seattle is running out of time to fix its fourth-quarter collapses. Every game now impacts home court advantage and playoff seeding, and the Storm keep missing the mark.
Players looking like they need a breather.
Yes.
Cunningham lays it in, going backdoor on Diggins. Well, you know, what happens off a deflection from a defensive player if it hits the rim? Shot clock still would reset. It doesn't have to be a shot. As Howard somehow spins that in, plus the foul.
You see her cutting through the lane. Skylar Diggins is inside, so she's the one left to take the Howard cut. What a tough shot by Natasha Howard.
For Indiana, this win was huge. It moved the Fever to 17-12 and locked them into 5th place in the standings. Even better, they now hold tiebreakers over both the 6th place Storm and 7th place Las Vegas Aces, 2 teams they could be battling with at season's end. They've rattled off 5 straight wins without Caitlin Clark, which is remarkable considering how much they relied on her earlier in the year. Indiana is now 9-7 without her, a surprisingly strong mark for a team many thought would crumble the moment their superstar went down. But this unexpected success also brings a bigger question: when is she actually coming back?
I'm really proud of you guys. There were so many ways in a close game and in game situation where we grew today that were huge for us, y'all. That will pay dividends. So great job. I'm proud of you guys. Everybody contributed. Everybody came in and gave us a lift. Kels, I know it was a tough shooting day, but the way you facilitated and that one big jumper you made, right? We dug in and got stops when we needed to. I mean, big time win, y'all. Big time win.
Looking ahead, the road only gets tougher for Indiana. The next few games are loaded with playoff implications, and every matchup is essentially a must-win if they want to hold their spot in the standings. Clark's absence is still the biggest mystery. She showed up in full game gear, shorts, sneakers, the works, but never took the court. That's fueled speculation. Is this just the team being overly cautious, or is there something more they're not saying? With the playoffs closing in, every day without clarity is costly. In the wild, unpredictable West, the race is a total traffic jam. Teams are packed so tight that one bad week could send you tumbling down the standings. At this point, every win counts, every tiebreaker matters, and even a single whistle, or lack of one, could decide a season.
That's a PNW win! Oh, hey, I like that. W's in the chat.
W's in the chat.
Oh my gosh. That one just aged me, but we're getting better. Shoot, good win. Win's a win. A dub is a dub, so keep on rolling.
Which brings us back to the issue that started this whole conversation, the officiating. It's become the defining disaster of the WNBA season. That might sound extreme, but it's not. The league is being dragged down by referees who simply aren't up to the job. Incredible games and standout performances are being overshadowed by blown calls, inconsistent standards, and outright negligence. Players are getting hurt because officials aren't controlling the physicality. Stars like Caitlin Clark are missing weeks because no one's stepping in to stop the dangerous, reckless defense being thrown at them. And the damage isn't just to players' health, it's to the league's credibility. When Sophie Cunningham got slammed to the floor with no whistle, it wasn't just a missed call. It became the perfect image of everything wrong with the WNBA right now. Clark shouting from the bench wasn't just emotion, it was frustration that's been building for months. These aren't one-off mistakes. They're symptoms of a bigger crisis that's threatening to derail what should be the most exciting, transformative season in league history. Fans are tuning in. Arenas are packed. But if the games feel unsafe or unfair, all that momentum could disappear overnight.
Shows the growth that we've had as a team, because early in the season we were just so inconsistent, and if teams were to do that, we would normally lose those games, but it just shows that we're getting closer, we're trusting each other, and we're just, I think that's the biggest part, is trusting and knowing that we can win those games even if they go on runs.
Yet through all the chaos, Indiana keeps moving forward. They've shown they can survive without their star, but they shouldn't have to face two opponents every night, the other team and the officials. The WNBA should be showcasing elite talent, not allowing games to turn into wrestling matches. Referees should make the game better, not become the storyline. From a bigger picture view, there's still reason for optimism in Indiana. This 5-game win streak without Clark isn't just impressive, it's proof of depth, resilience, and smart coaching adjustments. The team has the tools to make a deep run if they stay healthy, but they'll need fair officiating and strong bench contributions to reach their ceiling. Sophie Cunningham has emerged as a legitimate star during this stretch, battling through dirty hits, bad calls, and high-pressure moments while delivering when it matters most. That's the kind of player you build championship runs around, one who thrives when the lights are brightest. Now, the pressure shifts to the rest of the roster. Can they match Sophie's level once Caitlin Clark returns and the playoff push begins? If Aaliyah Boston continues to dominate in the paint, Natasha Howard keeps doing the gritty work, and Kelsey Mitchell rediscovers her shooting touch, Indiana could be a real contender. But they'll need the whistle to finally swing their way, and every bench player ready when their number is called.
Been a lot of ups and downs in the WNBA this season. To take care of business in a winning streak like this, what does that sort of say about how this team's come together?
Yeah, you know, Seattle's a great team, great team, and it's hard to play here. And so we knew that. We knew that they just came off kind of a bad loss against LA. And so they were hungry for a win. But for us, it's not about other teams. It's about our standard. It's about stacking the days. And I think that where our mental's at as a team and as individuals, we're in a really good spot. And, you know, it's not going to be easy moving forward. But I think today we stayed true to the scout. We trusted the offense. Kelsey has been having a hell of a season. She was a little bit off, but she facilitated for us offensively down the stretch. And it just shows that everyone has something to give, even if your scoring's not going to be there. But I don't know, I'm just proud of our team, and I'm proud that we stacked today.